All right, Fabi, I saw that Anish did a tier list with Vidit. I think we have to replicate that and do a
Okay.
better tier list.
Okay, let's do it.
So let's start with this one. This is the first tier list I'm ever doing. Have you ever done one of these before?
No, but I've seen a lot because I played some games, and very commonly you have characters or things that that will change in the meta,
Mm-hmm.
and just like in chess.
Are
So
we going
you
to
always need a
change?
new tier list.
Perfect. All right. So you have to explain to me. I would assume S is the highest and
S
the
is the supreme tier. Yeah,
supreme.
supreme.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I don't know if it actually means supreme, but it's just S tier. Yeah, and then that's the best. Usually that's overpowered. That's an overpowered item.
Beautiful. All right. So S probably, that's the gold medal team.
But
Big
we
favorite.
go by team, yeah?
Team by team.
Yeah.
How do you want to start? Do you want to start from the bottom? Let's start from
Yeah,
the
let's
bottom.
start with Norway. I mean, it's not the bottom, but that's how it is on our screen, right? So we have Norway there.
And we pick the top 10 teams.
Yeah, we have 10 teams here by rating, by average rating. So Norway has Magnus. That's their main trump, the best first board, highest rated first board. They have Johann Sebastian Christensen and Tari, who are both more or less mid 2600 players. And their fourth board is going to be a weakness. And
Elham. He's, I think, a new GM, 18, 19 years of age, maybe 25, 50. He's still a junior.
yeah, I mean, besides Magnus, they're not going to be at the same level as like let's say India or China or the United States, right? So their first board is what they mainly count on. But in the past, it hasn't always worked out, or usually hasn't worked out for them. They haven't really fought for medals.
They had the worst participation a couple of years ago. I think they took 60th or something
Even
like
with
that.
Magnus playing well.
Yeah, that was bad.
So, I don't know. I would definitely not S and definitely not A. I would put them in.
Must be a B, right? I would say a B. C has
Yeah.
very low chances, and D basically no chances at all.
Yeah, I mean, there's no teams on here that are a D because we picked the 10 best teams.
I can think of a D at least.
Okay,
I can
maybe-
think of
maybe you'll
one
come up
D.
with a D. Okay.
Maybe a couple of Ds.
I would put them in B because okay, Magnus plays very well and they have like solid performances from others. I would put them B.
B. Okay, I was going to go C, but I'll follow you.
That's A,
Oh, that's A. Never
in
mind.
case you were unfamiliar with letters. The B is the one below the A.
Yes. Okay. England. What's your take on England? I think they have Howell.
Oh, well, they have Vityugov.
Vityukov.
I don't know if he's first board, but he's their new player.
He's the first board. Yes.
Howell, actually, I don't know, maybe David is higher rated than Vityugov because Vityugov lost some rating recently. But they're both like high-ish 2600 players. Although Vityugov probably has a higher peak, like maybe 2730 or so.
27-30 for a long time.
Howell is usually pretty good in these events. I think he's won medals before and more than one. Vityugov is definitely a solid first board, but he's not a top player for sure. I would, and okay, then they have Adams, Mickey, who is kind of a
Always.
retired player, but he's still very good.
Always solid. Yes.
And then they have Gawain. I'm not sure who else is on their team. I think maybe Shreyas
Shreyas, yeah.
on reserve board, but okay, yeah. The question is Mickey. He's always very solid. He keeps a high level even though he is retired, more or less retired. Actually, I don't know what the definition of retired is. Maybe he wouldn't say he is, but he's not as active as he.
He's the
was.
world senior champion right now. I think
I mean,
he's
he was
for
top
the
three in
first
the
time.
world. He was top three in the world at his peak. He almost became world champion on 2 occasions. But I don't know.
I think this one is a C.
Yeah, I'm gonna say C as well.
I'm gonna go with a C. Not D though. It's between C and D. I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking about England as one of the potential Ds out of the top 10.
Like,
Because we have to have a D also, right? Otherwise, it's just
I'm not sure we're gonna find one.
it's not gonna
C.
be a good tier list.
But okay, it's like to me, England. I don't see them fighting for medals, but I also don't see them doing too badly. But among this list, like yeah, D to me is like no chances for medals. I wouldn't say no chances, but I don't really see them fighting for medals. I would say C.
C.
Yeah.
Let's be controversial. Let's go with D.
Okay.
Let's be.
Upset all the English fans out there if you want.
It's okay. Look,
It's allowed.
this is just our tier list. Okay, China. Big one.
Well, okay. So the question, of course, with China is it S or is it A? And I would say it's not S. It's not S because Ding is not in good shape.
Ding is not in good shape, and their fourth board, I would say it's already a liability. Quite an inactive player. I think it's Wang Yue, and he's about 26, 30.
I mean, he's a solid player. He's always been very, very solid. But also, Yu Yangyi hasn't been having the best results lately. I think he lost some rating. Wei Yi is obviously doing great this year, even though he's not like super active, but in general, he's doing great. I think he might even have the highest classical performance of all players in the world.
He's very good.
With a limited sample size. Wei Yi is super strong, but without Ding playing well, and that's a big question if he will manage to, I think their best hope is that Ding just plays solidly on board 2. That Wei Yi picks up a lot of points and that their other guys play solidly. But yeah, you're counting on Wei Yi kind of. Okay, Yu Yangyi could play very well, it's true. I would say A. I wouldn't say S.
Let's go with A. Iran with coach Grishuk.
Okay, yeah, coach. I mean, Grishuk should be quite a good coach. So they have Amin. Parham is his first board. Amin Tabatabai. Parham Maksudla on first board. After that, who's on their third and fourth?
Sina Mohaved, I think that's their fourth board. And I'm trying to think of the third one. Daneshvar, Bardia.
Okay, so Movahead is their reserve, yeah?
And Idani Puya, yes.
Okay, so the thing is, like, they're all extremely sharp players, so they could have a lot of volatility. Parham is very sharp. He could win a lot of games. He could also not do well. It's very possible. Amin is a very good player, that's true, but yeah, he is a bit erratic as well.
Daneshvar.
Daneshvar is a
very
young
good
player.
player.
Yeah, he might actually be a very good...
He's a dark horse.
Yeah, might be a very good third board for them.
He can beat anybody, basically.
I'm not putting them above C. That's for sure.
Not above C.
I'm definitely not putting them above C. I don't know. They would have to have a lot of things go their way. Like, everyone would have to be at their best, basically. And that's possible, but it's not very likely. So, C.
Fair enough. Let's put them on C.
I really think that D for England was unfair, but okay.
Everybody's going to hate me now. Okay. How about Hungary, the host? Big one.
So we have Rapport, we have Leko.
Yeah, huge changes on this one.
Yeah. So 2 players who weren't playing last time. Richie went back to Hungary. Leko decided to play again, but he's relatively inactive. That will be very interesting. Leko, of course, did play World Championship match. Was almost winning, just had to draw the last game against Kramnik to be world champion. Was one of the best players for a very, very long time. The objectively strongest player to come from Hungary, along with Judith, but I think Leko at his peak was stronger than Judith. Richie, but yeah, he's not very active these days. Richie is, of course, a top player, but he's struggled a bit in the last 2 years, let's say. He's not at his peak anymore. He's not 27.60, he's maybe 27.20. Then their third board is
Sujirov.
Okay, that's a good third board. It's definitely a good third board. He's a very good player.
Former Russian player, obviously moved to Hungary recently. He used to be 2700 not long time ago. So he's a streaky guy.
And fourth board is Berkesh, yeah?
Barkesh, yeah.
Who is kind of semi-retired.
And fifth is Gledura. Actually, I'm not 100% sure why they have...
Berkesh, yeah? Isn't Gledura like more active these days?
And high rated.
Okay, that's a bit interesting. But yeah, they could maybe just switch them around.
They can switch all the time, yeah. Gledura
honestly,
is decent.
I think I'm going D on this one.
Really? No. Hungary, the host? No, come on. We have to go C. At least.
I don't know. I think they're a weaker team than England. Like, the thing is, I mean, Leko is just so inactive. I mean, he doesn't have any recent experience.
But there's class. I mean,
no, I understand. But
pure
still,
class, 2700. Yeah, and he's also extremely active as a coach.
Yeah, sure, but playing is different. And he hasn't played in years. I mean, look, I'm not going to downplay Leko. He's a really great player. I mean, he's the only player I've never beaten. I've never beaten him.
That's the thing. He's very solid also. He loses very rarely.
Played in like 5 years.
Wow.
Like any games, no over the board games.
So basically, you're basing this decision on the fact that Leko is not going to have a very good event.
I mean, I think he's going to be struggling on the second board, Berkish is not an active
possible.
player. Okay, Sugirov is good, but he's a good third board. But is he like a great third board?
Gledura is active. They're probably going to play Gledura
Yeah,
most of the times.
sure. And Richie, he might play well, he might not. I don't know. But
Look,
to
I'm
me,
going to
to me,
follow you on this one.
they're under England, or at least not better than England, in my opinion.
Wow. D. We're going to get a lot of hate for this one.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not hating the team. I'm just saying that I don't see them as like this is D tier in the context of 10 best countries.
Yes.
So it's still a very good team. It's just like among the other countries, like someone has to go in the D tier, no?
Germany.
I would probably say B.
Who they have? Keimer.
Vincent.
Very good. Good shape. Good vibes for the most part. He's been winning
Vincent's
events.
very good, and he can play solidly against good guys. He can also pick up points when needed potentially.
Yeah.
It's hard to say. He's a bit streaky, but he's a top player. 2740.
Let's go with B or A? B.
No,
yeah?
it's not like China. No, it's not that level. But B is a very good tier. I mean,
Okay.
And then they have like other guys are solid. Blue Bomb is solid.
Yeah.
Wait, who else is there? I'm like just blanking a bit. Spain, but he's probably like fourth board, no?
I think
Collars, maybe third board?
Colors. Yes.
I mean, they have like a bunch of very solid and decent players, and then they have a good first board.
Colors is second.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, they put him on
Is he
second
like
board.
2650 now or what?
2659.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's okay, maybe it's not the same as Norway.
No, you're right. B.
Maybe it's not the
B.
same, but
it has to be a B.
It's a good team. It's a very good team.
It's a very decent team. B. Cool. Netherlands. That's a tough one.
I mean, okay, they are like normally they're a B tier team. Like they're very good. By average rating, they're probably like I don't know number 4 or something like
5.
that. Yeah, they're a very high rated team. It depends on form. Anish is in bad form recently.
Jordan has won a recent event
he's
in
up and
Canada,
down.
but he's up and down. Yeah.
Actually Jordan is a player I respect a lot. I think that at his peak level, he's like a top player.
Yeah.
But he very often drops below that peak level. So I don't know. I would probably say B.
Okay. For me, this one is a dark horse, but yes, I wouldn't go much higher than B. Cool.
Like Norway, more or less. Quality wise, like Norway.
Yes. They can definitely medal. They can definitely medal.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. Next one. Uzbekistan, the reigning champions.
I'd probably go A with them.
I have to go A with this one as well. Yeah.
I mean, Noterbeck, very, very much a top player. And then they have a bunch of guys who are close to 2,700, like Sindarov, Yakubov, 26, like 60, but they've been close to 20. So, they're like 2,700 more or less players. And then Vakirov, okay. And also Captain Zakramnik. I don't know if that matters, but interesting.
That's going to help. I think that's going to help.
Could be a good thing for them.
Yeah. They have a good team in general. Like the team spirit is there. They have a good synergy between the players. They know each other very well. They
young guys is good.
Work very well.
I'd probably say A.
Let's go with
a bit below China, but probably an A tier team.
Let's go with A. And of course, the two behemoths, India and USA. Did I pronounce that?
We work on your pronunciation.
How do you say behemoths?
Behemoths.
Behemoth. Yeah, that was...
I mean, I think like India, we just have to put them in S first of all because someone has to go in S and nobody has yet.
It's S.
And India has to be S. They have a very good team, no weak links basically. If things go well for their players, then you could see them like a favorite almost basically against everyone.
Yeah. Has to be S.
Yeah. Yeah,
has to be S.
It's clear. Again, it depends. Like you could see, Gukesh will be an interesting question. No, I mean for sure it's S, but whether or not they'll win, Gukesh will be an interesting question. Like, okay, this upcoming World Championship match could mean a bunch of things for him. It's hard to say. And Aragaisi on fourth board, very interesting choice, of course, but it makes sense.
Third. I think they changed again.
Oh, they keep changing it.
Did they change again? Did they really change again? Right now I have Gukesh Prague, Erigaisi, Vidit, and Hari Krishna. But this, are we
Okay,
sure
we don't
this
know
is-
exactly the order, let's say, but
This is what I have right now on chess results.
okay.
It could be that we've heard that obviously Erigaisi was on fourth, so
Like
we'll
I've
never
said,
know.
I've said already that they can mix it up however they like, and it would all make sense.
Yeah.
However they want to do it. They
Yes.
have all good players. The only thing I would say,
And I think you were actually the first one that said they probably will play Erigaisi on fourth.
but I don't
Or you
know.
would
I just
play
thought
Erigaisi on fourth.
well, it just made sense. I don't know if I would do it, but it made sense. But again, you could put them on first, it would make sense. You could put them on fourth, it would make sense. It's just a strategy.
And of course, the US, you can
Yeah,
be as biased as you want.
I'm not impartial, of course, but let's put us in the S tier.
Beautiful.
I mean,
What can you say about the team?
like we have players that have all been top players. I'm the first board. Wesley's the second board. He's been like in history, I don't know, top 6 in history by rating. He has enormous experience at the top level. Lenier is the third board. I think he's a very good third board, and he can play for win against weaker players, but if need be, he's very solid, very hard to beat. I don't think that anyone on third board is a favorite to beat him in any match.
Mm-hmm.
So even if he's playing against India and it's like Erigaisi or Prague on third board, he's very good at neutralizing people. Wesley's also good at beating weaker players if it comes, or playing very solidly if it happens like that. The only worry is that Wesley hasn't had the best shape in the last year in classical, and Lenier hasn't had much chance to play classical. That's the only like concern there, but I still trust the guys both very, very much. Levon on fourth board, I think he's actually going to be in good shape.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like during the American Cup he was in good shape. He's not at his peak rating, of course, but I really think that on fourth board he is capable of just cleaning up.
And he's motivated. He's definitely, it feels like he's motivated. We had dinner with him last night.
Yeah.
He was in good spirits.
He's the fourth highest rated player in history. He's
Didn't do tremendously well in 2022, but that's no indication. In general, you
okay. 2 years
you
ago,
can definitely
whatever,
come back
whatever,
from that.
yeah. 2 years. I also played like absolute garbage. 2 years ago, I mean, we all didn't play too well, but that was 2 years ago. And then Ray on reserve. I think Ray is a player who's definitely capable of being a top player.
He's an Olympic champion.
Yeah, he hasn't made the like absolute breakthrough to like 2750, let's say, but he's a very, very stable and solid 2700 and very talented player. And as a reserve, he is probably among the best of the reserve players, maybe the best reserve player in the tournament.
Yeah. Great experience.
Yeah, so I think our team has almost no weak links. The only thing is, okay, some of the guys haven't been in the best shape, and people will look back at 2 years ago and say, well, 2 years ago you didn't play well, but that was 2 years ago. So I still do think that we are, like on paper, equal favorites with India.
There you have it, guys. One more slip, and we get round 1 of the Olympiad. It's going to start at 3 p.m. Central, Eastern, whatever European time it is in Budapest. I'm not 100% sure, but it's going to be 3 p.m.
It's Central European time, no?
I think so. Yeah, CET, right?
Yeah.
Central European time. There you have it. 3 p.m. Tune in. The FIDE broadcast. I will be there with Peter Zvidler and Anastasia Karlovic. That's one option. I'm sure you have a lot of other options as well. But that's it. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and I guess we'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers. Boom.